Welcome to Practical Talk Time. I'm your host, Usha Kumar. Today I have with me a wonderful person, a great author, a writer, and a high roller of sorts on the slot machines. She has so many talents, and she is a native of Connecticut, born and raised here, and still lives in Connecticut. So please join me in welcoming Debbie Tosun Kilday. Debbie, welcome to the show.
Hi.
I hope I pronounced your last name right.
Yes, you did.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Thank you very much for coming all the way to
Thank
be
you
on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so excited to have you on the show because of the kind of expertise you have and the lovely way in which you've penned it all in your book. I read that book and I couldn't put the book down, really.
The name of the book is No Limits, How I Beat the Slots. It chronicles my first 5 years of playing slot machines, mostly at Mohegan Sun Casino.
And as a child, how was your life? Your parents didn't go to the casinos, did they?
No, not at all.
So what kind of life did you have as a child growing up in Connecticut?
I grew up on a dairy farm, and my parents were very against gambling and gamblers. They called people that gambled degenerates, and they didn't want to have anything to do with people that did.
I guess they are right in one way because of all the people that could have got addicted to such an activity, and also who might have lost money and thereby caused grief for their families. So I think some of that idea comes from that, right?
Actually, that's a fallacy, I think.
Okay.
Now that I have learned firsthand, everything that you do is a chance, a gamble. Just living every day, getting up in the morning to live is a gamble.
Yeah, your book gives a wonderful picture of this particular in a slot machine activity where you can really be successful at it. But
well,
I think that is why you have the very special gift and the skill to tackle it.
I did not acquire that gift, so-called gift, until I was 50 years old. I'm 60 now, and I only went to a casino because my best friend that had brain cancer, she asked me to take her to her favorite place before she died, which was Mohegan Sun. And otherwise I would never have gone. But the strange part is she never told me in the 25 years I knew her that she went to casinos.
She hid it from you.
She hid it. She hid it from me. Yeah. She hid it from members of her family because of the stigma that's attached to gambling and gamblers.
Yeah, I'm quite aware of the kind of stigma that can attach to a gambler. And playing the slot machine is as much gambling as playing the lottery tickets, I think, where the odds are even worse, but still people play them and they don't consider themselves degenerate because they're playing lottery, right?
Right.
So what's the difference?
The difference, there is no difference really. It's what drives people to do certain things. Some feel hopeless. Everybody needs money to live, so they take a chance. That's really what how it starts, I guess.
So what did you do for a living and for the first 50 years of your life? What kind of
was a
activities?
computer operator for an insurance company in Connecticut. And I was also...
Was it a 9-to-5 job?
It was a 12-hour job.
12-hour
Computer
job?
Operators work odd hours.
I see.
And
was it the daytime hours or night shift
I worked
hours?
both shifts, 6 at night to 6 in the morning, or 6 in the morning to 6 at night.
Why did you do that?
Why?
Yeah.
That was my job. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
but
it's kind of...
other than that job, I mean, the job that made me money, I was also an artist for many years. Since I was young, I would always draw and paint, make pottery. And so, I mean, I had all these other talents.
And that's beautiful because, you know, to see so many talents in one person is very interesting, because most people don't have all talents. You can't really do a lot of things.
I think growing up on a dairy farm, we were very remote. We didn't have a lot of neighbors because you had a lot of land, you know, with the animals.
Your next neighbor was how far away?
Maybe a mile.
I see.
So, you know, we didn't see that many people. There weren't many children.
You had to keep yourself occupied in a constructive way.
Yeah, so I would go out in the woods or play, you know, observe animals and make little pies out of mud, clay, you know.
I see.
Play in the dirt, I guess.
Yeah, because I think in the good old days where I kind of grew up in the 50s, 60s too.
Yes.
And we did not have television where I come from, but I know that even if you had television here, it was, you know, it wasn't such a variety that you have today.
I guess it was a different time, and I would have to occupy myself if I wasn't helping out, you know, helping my mother and father, you know, on the farm, doing chores like gathering eggs, helping with the milk dairy.
You said it's a dairy farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we did have some chickens.
Okay.
We had a few different animals.
Oh.
So.
So you developed all these other talents.
I guess. You know, it's just a form of playing to me, I think.
And then
growing up in nature, you know. And I also became a photographer. I did that I still do that now, but in my, you know, that's for fun, I guess, being a photographer.
I'm thinking, just by, you know, judging from your book, and only in a short time you became so skilled at mastering the slots. So I'm thinking that in photography and poetry and whatever else you engaged in, you must have really done the best. I mean, you must have been really good at it.
Well, I'm not going to judge myself in that way, but as far as playing the slots is concerned, it was very much by accident as far as I thought it was. But I believe in fate. I think it was my fate to do this or find this skill that I found. That first time I was going to bring my friend before she died to the casino, she was unable to go. We planned a trip and she started having brain seizures. So, you know, she couldn't go. I didn't want to go. I never had been there. So that's the
time she mentioned to you that she goes to the casinos. And
yes.
And when you offered to take her?
Yes. Well, she wanted me to take her.
Or she wanted you to take her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she wasn't able to go. You know, after we planned the trip, the night we were supposed to go, she couldn't go. And she told me, though, that she wanted me to go.
And this was about 10 years ago?
This was about 10 years ago.
Okay. And that's the first time you went to a casino?
And that was the first time in my life that I stepped foot in a casino.
Okay.
I was very upset. I didn't really want to go. I had told my husband, let's just go home, you know, because she couldn't go.
Did she give you money to go play, or did you
No.
take your own?
No, she didn't give me money.
So you took your own money to play. Just a question. Yeah.
Well, so anyway, it was actually, we were supposed to go to a comedy show at the casino, which I was practically crying. You know, I was so upset that she had this brain seizure and
so
couldn't go.
So you couldn't enjoy the show?
I couldn't. I don't even remember what the show was. But she had told me that I want you to go to the casino and find your new best friend. That's what she told me before I left to go.
What did she mean by that?
well, maybe she had a sense that, who knows.
Mm.
But she said, I want you to go to the casino, find your new best friend, because I'm not going to be around much longer.
Okay.
And, I was crying at that point. But that's exactly what happened. That first visit, after the comedy show, I stepped out into the casino. There were lights and flashing, lights and all kinds of sounds. In those days, they had the coins that would drop into the bottom of the machine if you won.
What do you mean in those days? You don't have them now?
No, now it's all paper. It's all paper. There's no.
I see. No actual coins dropping. No money dropping there.
No.
Okay.
So it's come, a long way since those days. I used to have buckets of coins. I couldn't even carry them, the way. But anyway, so going back to my first visit there, I was looking around. I didn't know what I would play. I wanted to play something or try it. So I saw these two rows of people, and they were all talking to each other. They seemed very friendly. And I thought, well, maybe they came together, that they knew each other, and they had come as a group, but they were all strangers. They had met at the casino. Mm. So a seat opened up, and I sat there, and I put in a $100 bill. I had a $100 bill.
I have been to casinos before.
Yeah.
And do you know how much I think I keep to play on the slot machines? $20. That's it. I go play the 28. If I keep winning, I keep playing it till I lose it all, and then I walk away from there.
I guess I put
and then
this.
Just like you said, go attend the shows and something, and just have fun.
I think I put that $100 bill in because I thought that would be my one and only time there.
I see.
But what happened was I was on one end of this row, and another woman was on the other end. Mm. Her machine went off. She had won a big prize. So everybody in the row was saying, what did Nellie win? And they all knew her name and everything, and they said $10,000.
$10,000 on a slot machine?
On a slot machine, dollar slot machine.
Till I read your book, I never heard of that. Until then, I never knew that it could give such returns.
So $3 a spin. It was. So I was sitting there thinking, gee, I wonder what that looks like. I never saw that kind of money. Mm. I don't make that kind of money. And just as I said that, my machine went off, and I had just won $10,000 too.
See, you're lucky. You had my lucky day. When the first machine gave something, it was just a small amount. And a couple of times I would get some very small amounts.
That's where the fate part comes in, I think.
Yes. So for you were meant to be doing this, and you needed some motivation. So
I think so.
The machines or whatever, the setup gave you that motivation.
But I want to tell you, that woman that won first on the other end, I went over to congratulate her afterward. Mm-hmm. And she's my best friend today. She helped me get through my old friend's death and everything.
So your friend kind of knew.
I guess she knew.
She knew